All right, we are moving right along with Zane's 2013 KTM 250 XCW. If you guys didn't see the first part, I suggest you guys go and check it out. But long story short, we cleaned up the rear wheel, the swing arm, the silencer, and the motor. What we didn't do on camera, what I was supposed to do on camera, we took the bike over to Claude's place and we had this exhaust hanger welded on, and Claude did an amazing job to clean up Zane's expansion chamber. So he got the thing blown out, he welded up some holes, and he got this neck nice and round again. Absolutely spectacular. There's a little hole that he welded up. I haven't seen a pipe, well, a used pipe this round in a long time. It kind of looked like the pipe on the KT250, flat, bent and squished. So yeah, that turned out super nice. Claude did a killer job on that. But now the exhaust cage does not fit, but that's something we will address at the end. On the agenda for today, we need to install the clutch assembly again. We've got the fibers soaking in oil, so we're going to lean the bike on its side, throw the clutch pack in, or the clutch assembly in. We also have the radiators painted. I'm not super stoked on the gloss black finish, but one or two rides and they'll be dirty and they'll get dulled out super quickly. We cleaned the radiator braces as well, so that should be a decent contrast with the black and the silver, and they hiding behind black louvers as well, which brings us into the next segment, or next section. We've got all the protection bits cleaned up, and we've got Zane's new plastics and sticker kits prepped. We obviously had to transfer all the stuff off from the old airbox into the new one, and yeah, I just slapped the radiator shrouds onto the tank after I cleaned the tank up a bit. So not much left to do. I'm going to lean the bike on its side, throw the clutch assembly in, and then we need to go through, or well, probably install the airbox on the subframe, and then get everything in the rear end torqued down, and then we'll move on to the front end. We just need to pull the triple clamps, pull the forks, give the front wheel and disc and hub a scrub, clean up the forks and clean up the triple clamps. As you can see, if the camera wants to focus, they are kind of like dried and dull, and this is a little part that I cleaned up. So it's going to look good, it's going to look great with the new graphics. Let's get into it. Okay, so it's very important to remember the steps in which you disassembled it. So first off, you need to put this little collar back on. Then it's the needle bearing that I've soaked in oil. Then you got the cleaned clutch basket, and make sure it lines up in between the gears, obviously. And then most important, this washer in between the basket and the inner hub. Some fresh dampening rubbers. I believe these are going to be a bit tricky to get into the inner hub. There we go. Install the inner hub. This is absolutely zero play on it now. Okay, with the clutch assembly done and the clutch cover sealed up, the next thing we are going to be jumping into is the cooling system. So I'm going to get all the braces and the fan setup prepped. Idea is to get all the closed systems done so we can fill them up with coolant and oil and have that done, so we can move on to finishing the rear end, you know, add all the cosmetic bits and pieces and torque everything down. And then as soon as the back half of the bike is complete, we'll quickly jump into the front end, pull the forks, clean the triple clamps, clean the wheel, and then throw that back together as well. And then the bike should be done. Okay, so unfortunately we had a bit of a fail on this little hose clamp right there. This little hose clamp right here. So yeah, we can't fill the coolant. I just need to replace that little hose clamp. We can fill the bike with oil, however, but I'm gonna hold off on that now so we can do both systems at the same time. Now I'm gonna pull the silencer, remove the subframe, attach the airbox. So I did get a bit carried away off camera. You guys might have seen I was struggling with the airbox cover in the time lapse. The subframe is bent. We did try to correct it, but it's still bent to shit. So yeah, there's a little bit of a gap here and it's making contact in the front there, but that's a problem for another day. But yeah, it's looking pretty freaking sick so far. We've also, I swapped in my orange little mud flap thing because Zane's black one was not fitting properly. I'll use that on my bike when I rebuild it eventually. Everything seems to be lining up fairly good here. We've got the silencer on. It also looks pretty cool with the pipe and everything. We also got the battery in and a spare air filter that I had because Zane's air filter was stuffed. Now the fan works, but the e-start does not, like it's not even switching on the relay. So I need to go through the wiring because the e-start was working well before. Either something's not connected properly or a cable, can't see why a cable would be broken because we went through all the wiring quite a while ago. But anyways, we are making pretty good progress. It's just the tank and a couple of more bits and bobs to go on, and the seat obviously. Yeah, so that's where I'm going to stop for tonight. I'm just about out of time, so tomorrow evening after work I'll quickly pull the front end, clean that up, throw it back together, and yeah, tomorrow hopefully the bike should be done. I fitted the tank and we had a small issue where the starter was not working. I pulled everything back apart again, checked all the wiring, and it turns out that this little plug here, those wires broke off. So I repinned them. You know, these get brittle over time with exposure to the elements and with the handlebar constantly bending them. I repinned them, and now the starter works. Well, kind of. The Bendix is spinning, so I don't know why it's doing that. And that little short also drained the battery, so I got the battery charged, so the fan is working. Now I'm gonna put the radiator shrouds on, pull the front end and get that cleaned, but I'm not gonna film that because of time constraints. The power is about to go out thanks to our wonderful power utility. So yeah, I'll film a short clip when everything's laid out on the ground, and then we'll get to cleaning. Okay, so we have made a lot of headway on this bike. It is looking absolutely freaking sick so far. So we had to cut and modify the cage a little bit here, and we also revised the way the cage fits a little bit, and we revised the bash plate. But we've got ample clearance all around the exhaust, so it won't smash the exhaust into the frame and into the starter cover. It's nice and securely fitted. It's not touching the pipe in any place. Now we are still just waiting for the number plate sticker. We should have that soon. Yeah, bike is looking absolutely killer with the sticker kit. Shout out to Robert Co. If you guys want to get 200 Rand discount, use my discount code on your next online purchase. And then the best thing, the bike is ice cold. I have not even touched it yet. And yeah, we managed to get, let me just get in the right position here. We managed to get the happy button working. Sick. My wife's gonna kill me because the baby is sleeping.